Building the life of your dreams is going to be hard. And I want to tell you this because I myself have been thinking that I was doing something wrong, that this is not my path, just because it got hard. I knew that I was supposed to be a life coach when I was 27. Now I'm 37, and it has been a rocky 10 years. When I was 27, I prayed. I literally prayed for a guide, a mentor. I prayed for it. She showed up. And I didn't hesitate. I invested my last money. I always say that if you are new here, welcome. But I always tell that story because I want people to know that building a new you consistently, repeatedly, with support, with structure, with guidance, with mentors, with the exposure to the right rooms and the influence of the culture, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you money. It's going to cost you courage. But it's definitely also going to cost you money, right? That's why I always make it a point because I don't come from money. Or let's say I don't come from generational money and I don't come from a background where people value knowledge. This is something that I realized, but I will speak about that maybe later down in this video. But what I want to say here is that I am the first in my family who has invested tremendously in mentorship, in personal development, in traveling, in reading, like not only fiction, but philosophy, world religion, reprogramming your subconscious mind, all of this old literature, right? Like I really come from this stream of consciousness of The Secret and Napoleon Hill. Like my mentor, she is from that lineage. And like I've read all of the books, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, but also like Waddles, The Science of Getting Rich, The Science of Being Great. I'm saying all of that to say that me being here today, saying that I am a life and business strategist, that I speak about identity, about personal branding, about holistic leadership, this didn't come from nothing. And it also didn't come from me just getting the certification. No. First of all, the certification was expensive, right? There are some certifications out there that just cost $1 or something. That was not my kind of certification. My certification was real work. And also what like how I started the video was that I believed when I got criticism, when I got feedback, when I came to the point where it got hard, I actually quit. I did quit my journey of this exact thing that I'm doing and that I'm redoing because I thought that being in my purpose, being in my divine mission, in my ministry, whatever you want to call it, is going to be easy, that I would be like divinely favored. And also, I believe, and I want to speak to that, I believe, especially all of the like the fortune tellers, all of the tarot readings, and all of the good news. Let's just call it good news. All of the good news, they're so readily available that this can become an addiction, like a good news addiction. People telling you that you are the chosen one, that you are this amazing person, that this is how people see you, and blah, 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 blah. Like I've definitely been tapped into that as well. So what I want to say here is even if you have found what it is that you truly are meant to do and also what you decided to do, it's not going to be easy. And when it's not easy, it doesn't mean that you're supposed to quit. It means that you need to learn more, and not only learn more in terms of invest in another certification or invest in another mentor, even though that could be a thing, but Apply yourself to the business. Apply yourself to the business. Apply yourself to the technical part. Apply yourself to the sales. Apply yourself to the visibility. Apply yourself to getting out there into the world and making new connections in your authenticity or in your identity, right? Not only going out there and connecting with people, but not truly saying what it is that you do and what it is that you want to be hired for, that you want to have engagements for, that you're looking for clients. Right? Like this is definitely something I'm definitely speaking to myself because everything that I'm sharing with you, I've been through it, as I said. I found what I truly love, love, love to do, right? I found it quite young, if you want to say that, like with 27. Right? Before that, I studied international business. I played a little bit in corporate and I knew this wasn't for me. And I left corporate to find my true path. And I found the things, right? I became a holistic nutritionist and I knew I wasn't done with empowering people, healing, but I knew this wasn't everything that I wanted to do, even though that's a very, very big thing. Health, that's a big part in my life. I definitely encourage other people to live that way as well. And I will probably also create something around that in the near future. But I knew that wasn't it. I wanted to have the whole thing, a life concept, a philosophy integrated with what is true spirituality? Who am I? What is my unique gift to the world? And then how can I create a holistic, a full life that I truly love, which is, right, in health, mental, emotional, physical health, beauty, yeah, relationships with family, with friends, with business partners, right? Also career. Again, as I said, I really wanted to find out this is what it is that I want to do, and wealth. And I just want to let you know that if you are looking for the Holy Grail, yes, you will know if it's time for you to invest in a program. You will know if it's time for you to invest in a mentor. And I also want to let you know that you have to know that it's not going to be an easy, quick fix thing. It's not going to miraculously appear. It's not going to just happen. It's not. It's going to be built. The dream is going to be built. And this is one of the programs that I teach. It's called the Dream Builder. Don't give up. That's what I want to say. If you truly know this is what you love, like you always think about that, that's just how you think, that's just who you are, that's just what you love, it's not going to be easy, right? You're still going to face challenges. You're still going to, and this video today is going to be a little bit more of a personal, like that's always how I do it, but a personal insight with some storytelling and some practical tools. If you really want to work with me, if you want structured support step by step where you can like really bring out what is in you, come over into my membership over on school. It's called the Original Sanctuary. I have free material there as well that will definitely get you on track. You can book your aligned level up consultation call with me. This is where I help you really align with your soul's print. We create the next step for you, right? And then if you really decide, okay, I'm ready to commit to a full program of either really creating my personal brand, my new identity, my personal brand offers, and be visible on social media. That's the original method. And then I have other programs where it's really about deeply committing to your personal development, your personal mastery. Okay, so all of that you find in my membership. And if you want to talk to me, the booking link to the consultations with me as well. But what I want to say here is that I can tell you a little bit of a story time is that because I have already found what it is that I was supposed to do, I wasn't really focused anymore because somehow my soul, my subconsciousness, it has found the calling. I have found what it is that I was supposed to do. And I had courses, I had the whole outline because I bought a business in a box. I invested not only in a certification, but I had everything that I actually needed to set up a proper business. And I'm saying that because after that, I was doing all the things to look for validation, not only with people, but with jobs and with companies and all of that. So that looked like when I was when I fell off of my path, the first thing that distracted me, because that's one of the things that I teach also in my coaching, is that there's always going to be sabotage, right? Saboteurs, the sabotage mechanisms inside of you. And one of the sabotaging mechanisms is distraction. And one thing that I knew, or one thing that I noticed, was that because I wasn't solid, fully solid in my conviction, in my how am I going to pull this off actually as a 27-year-old life coach? How am I going to pull it all off with all of the things, with the social media, with the technicality in the back end and all of that? It was overwhelming. It was too much. And then one of my old colleagues came along and she asked me to join her business. There was one thing. I joined. It wasn't the right thing. I don't judge it. I'm just looking backwards now. This wasn't supposed to be my path. Okay, I gained experience, also bad experience, but I gained experience. All right, but I was looking for validation, like people coming to me saying they want to work with me. That's a good thing, but I know that I'm here to set up my own thing, to my own community. I already have the knowledge and the structures to set up my own thing. I'm not saying that I'm supposed to do it alone, no, but I know that I am supposed to be the center of it, and the knowledge that I found is built around me, right? And I'm not saying that to make people dependent on me or just only being the star, but that is just how this is supposed to be. I am the messenger, and I am also the real life example of what I'm teaching. That's why I am not supposed to join another thing. I know that. So that happened, or that was a choice, but again, I'm saying that for you to reflect on yourself as well. Then later on, I joined another corporate company, right? Because I wanted to truly test and see, am I truly as good in sales as I claim to be? Because I've always been a good saleswoman as well in my own business, but then later on in that girls' company, and then also in some other things. But I really thought, okay, now I am not going to do the grunt work and really suffer through building the foundation of my own business. No, I needed money quick. And that's okay. Again, I don't judge myself nor you, but I'm just reflecting on what were the thoughts that made me go and seek more validation, experience with other companies or other people, joining other programs and movements. So I went back into sales. I went into selling solar systems. It's not that important what I sold, but right, that's what I did. It was a very high pace, super structured calls, back to back to back to back company. It was a good school, very, very good school in sales. And I was good. So and after a few, like after a year and more, I left the company because I couldn't do it anymore, because I already had the seed of my true calling and my true gift and my true mission. I already had the seed planted in me, right? So I knew I had to go back to that. Then again, years later, I don't want to speak too much about the different stations, or yeah, stations in the story, but I'm saying that this is how it could look. Even though you have a seed of a vision already, maybe you are not built in your faith or in your character. And again, it's not good or bad, it just is what it is. I went to work with this company, I went to work with this company, then I went to work with this company, and then I went to also into coaching with other companies, with the government and things like that. So I tested basically all of the skill sets that I needed and I knew that I needed for this business. I tested all of that with other companies and with other institutions, right? The coaching, then the sales and the marketing and all of that. I tested it in so many other companies just to validate myself. And honestly, that's okay because now I know I'm solid. If I apply myself to something, I know I can master it, right? I can master it. But what I want to say here is that I could have stayed with the thing because that's how it works, right? The spiral of becoming, right? That's a universal principle. We never like our path, if it's something that we're supposed to do, we will always circle back around. We will always circle back around. So I am now circling back around with all of the wisdom that I collected, with the expertise, with the wisdom, and all of the negative experience and the positive experience. It has made me truly a more mature and a wiser version of myself. And I truly believe that I am now fully equipped to do it. And of course, I'm going to continue to learn and to grow as well, but I'm now very, very solid in that. Another region of life I want to address here, because I like to be fully transparent, is that I didn't only seek validation from companies, right? The big corporations. I also worked for Uber. I think I said that, right? For me, that was definitely like, oh, yeah, okay, I am a global player. I am able to work in those companies and I can do it. I can. So that was good. That was good. Sometimes we need those experiences, right? Okay, good. That about the profession. But, and this is definitely something that I am more embarrassed about, or that is something that I have to liberate myself from shame. And that is the same pattern also went on with seeking validation from men, from the kind of men that I actually believe that I am supposed to be with, because I'm a leader. I am a feminine leader. I'm a leader. I'm a businesswoman. I'm a career woman. And I think I have a good head on my shoulder. So, yeah, that's the kind of men that I am interested in. Only that, somebody who has ideas, who builds, who wants to innovate, right? So, I dated those men and it always fell apart. And I also know why, because I didn't come from a place of wholeness. I didn't come from a place of, I'm good the way I am. No, truly, deeply, subconsciously hidden in the dark was still a part of me that wasn't fully honest with herself. I didn't fully trust in myself, didn't fully know my value, didn't fully own my vulnerability and my needs and what I wanted in a relationship and who I am. Like it all comes down to I didn't fully accept who I am yet. So I was seeking outside validation, and all of that exhausted me. The seeking validation with the big companies, the seeking validation with the high caliber men, whatever you want, that exhausted me. So I had to, everything crumbled and I had to start new. And I did. And this is where I am. I've never been more solid in myself, in my experiences, and the wisdom that I've gained, and truly trusting, again, in my mentor and all of the knowledge and the wisdom that I've gathered and studied. I did not only collect it, I studied it, right? I trust in that. And I trust in myself. And I now trust that I am enough, right? I am enough. I don't have to pretend. I don't have to associate myself with somebody to seek validation. No, I can fully stand on my own. And I can now go through the hard times or the hard parts of building a truly soul aligned business. It was on my heart to share that today because, again, I can now look back on 10 years of already having found what it is that I was supposed to do. And I know that I'm speaking to somebody. I definitely know that because I have already found what it is that I was supposed to do. But it takes work, it takes building, and it takes also the not so glamorous parts. It takes the work, right? And it doesn't have to be like hard work, but it has to be consistent. It has to be the uncomfortable parts, right? As I also said in the beginning, going out, connecting to people, saying I'm open for business, sending out the sales pitch, right? Inviting people into your community. Come into the community if you truly want to accelerate, because this is not a quick fix. This is also not a magical message of everything is going to change now, right? No, it's not, because you have to choose it. And the true thing about transformational coaching, it's about the behavioral change, right? It's about, again, with the body and the beauty and living in the body that you truly love in this life. You have to build it. You have to go out, you have to exercise, you have to drink, you have to eat right, right? You have to cultivate that lifestyle. And the same thing with career. And again, I want to speak on that because this has always been, I think, one of the most fundamental parts for me. How can I use my gifts and my talents and my soul's design for the greatest good of all, right? How can I truly make myself, with everything that comes to me also naturally? Yeah, because again, I also do believe in talents, right? We do have talent. Some people have talent for speech, and I do know that I have that, right? I've always known that I'm a good communicator, and that's exactly what I do now. Like now, it's not only about seeking validation with outside jobs. Now it's the portfolio that I'm creating. I know my talents, I know my gifts, and I'm going to work in the realm of my gifts. It doesn't only have to be in my core business, but it can be speaking engagements. Also, I'm currently teaching with an institution, communication and presentation and conflict resolution. It perfectly ties into what I do, right? In my coaching business, which is my heart business, right? This is my true baby, my gem. This is my mission, right? That's my ministry. But I'm using that skill set now, as since I found that's truly my thing. This is my thing. I've always known that, but it took me, again, it took me years to be like, no, let me focus on this and let me only do this, right? Because if you are just like me, you probably are a little bit a jack of all trades. Did you know that the saying, being a jack of all trades, has a second part? A jack of all trades, a master of none, but still better than being a master of only one. And I do believe in that, even though I love being specialized, and I am highly specialized now. I work with multicultural professional women who are stepping into leadership and creating the extraordinary life of their dreams. Okay, so really creating a holistically excellent life. I think that's quite specialized. But what I want to say here is that with my work, with my talent, that was a big part for me always to trust in that and to know that this has value, especially as I said in the very beginning, coming from a family that is a working class family, right? They didn't value education or knowledge, right? Thoughts, philosophy. That's what I'm all about, right? Strategic thinking, writing. I wrote a book, right? I wrote my courses. I am a communications lecturer, right? I am a YouTuber here. Like I'm a business owner. It's a lot about communication, and I feel like it hasn't been validated by my background, and I had to come to terms with that. So again, if that's you too, I want to just speak to that, right? To really claim and own your gifts and your talents, and that they are going to make you money, even though you don't know how exactly yet. But it's all about trusting that you are worthy, you're valuable. Not only worthy, you're worthy. You're worthy being the human that you are, to receive love, to receive clients, to receive money. You are worthy and you are valuable. And value comes from refinement, right? I wouldn't say everybody is inherently useful, right? Or, yeah, more useful. But value truly comes from refinement. So if you've done the work, and I know that that's the kind of woman that I'm speaking to, you have done the work. You are educated, you're well traveled, you're well spoken, right? You have experience, you have the credentials, you have a lot of that. And it is time for you to truly, truly, truly believe that you, standing on your own, stepping into your role that you're called for, your next level leadership, that you are going to be valuable. That refinement that you went through with all of the experience through time, that is your pearl, right? And of course, we can get to the next level and the next level if you want to truly, truly crystallize it, truly, truly polish it, and understand, okay, that is my soul's print. It is in alignment with my soul's mission. This is what I came here to do in this life. If you want to polish that up, this is what I do also in the Aligned Level Up consultation call. This is just truly the validation of your innate genius, right? And then we map out what to best do from here, right? That's a one-on-one consultation where we are diving into that, all right? So you can book that also in my description box down below, but also feel free to join the community. The community is free, and this is where you find the link to the call, and this is also where you can see my library, right? My course library and the different also price tiers. There's one, it's low ticket, right? Mid ticket. And then if it's more hands-on with me and a true commitment, it's more high ticket. But I am really working on creating value for everybody. So you can just nibble and taste if that's the style that you like, because also I know that that's you, right? You like to nibble and taste a little bit of here, a little bit here, traveling here, eating this, and so on. But then if you like something, you want to go deep with it, right? That's what we do in the community. All right, so if you know that you have a mission, if you know that you have a talent, don't give up when it's hard, right? And don't get distracted by also other job opportunities, because that's the kind of woman that you are. That's the kind of woman that I was, right? Even it's truly just like dating, right? Being out there, you're probably also on LinkedIn, maybe you even found me there, right? And you come and you're already visible. That's the thing, right? You're already visible, but not in your authenticity, not in your brilliance. And people know you for a certain thing. They maybe know you for sales, or they know you for some other career. And people write you, like you get job offers, right? People want to hire you, people want to talk to you. And if you are not fully grounded and rooted in who you truly are and your true calling, because you don't trust, because you don't have the faith yet, you don't have the self validation yet. I see you, right? That is where I am coming in. Right? Let's ground what it is that you are meant to do, where you feel like that's truly my path. But you have to let go of the good life. You have to let go of the prestigious mask, maybe even, right? To truly step into your soul's calling, to truly step into your divine aligned leadership and creating an extraordinary life. Yeah, it's going to get a little rocky at times. It is. Yeah, but that's not the end of it. That's not the end of it. So please stay focused, stay the course, right? Do it afraid, take a nap, take some rest, but then continue on that path that you know that that's the highest path for you. All right, so that's it. Thank you for listening. And I just want to remind you that you are a force of nature, and I want to see you act like it.